Welcome to ClickMyProject. Our project title is Wormhole Attack Detection Algorithm in Wireless Network Coding. The main contributions of our project is to deploying an efficient defense system to protect against infection and to help the infected nodes to recover is important to prevent serious spreading the data and outbreaks, to optimally distribute the content-based signatures of malware, which helps to detect the corresponding malware, disable further propagation to minimize the number of infected nodes. Based on the framework of optimizing the system welfare utility depending on the final number of infected nodes through the signature allocation. Mobile peer-to-peer file sharing, a number of demonstrated the threat of malware propagation on mobile phones. One class of work focuses on analyzing the proximity malware spreading, developing a simulation and analytical model for Bluetooth and showed that mobility has a significant impact on the propagation dynamics. The other class focuses on the malware spreading by SMS or MMS. The growth of SMS or MMS, mobile games, mobile commerce, and mobile peer-to-peer file sharing. A number of studies have demonstrated the threat of malware propagation on mobile phones. They can be generally categorized into two main types. One class of focuses on analyzing the proximity malware spreading. Develop a simulation and analytical model for Bluetooth, worms, and any other mobility services has a significant impact on the propagation dynamics. Evaluate the speed and severity of malware spreading by cell phone, address book, and any other processing performed by the users or the client server transmissions processing. The sender and the receiver transactions are held on the process of evaluations. Develop a simulation and analytical model for Bluetooth, worms, and any other mobility services has a significant impact on the propagation dynamics. Evaluate the speed and severity of malware spreading by cell phone, address book, and any other processing performed by the users or the client server transmissions processing. The sender and the receiver transactions are held on the process of evaluations. Now the flow of the process. Initially create the node, and based on the node creation we can create the helper node, and then we file sharing. The file sharings are applied into the greedy algorithm to find out the optimized path to reach the source and destination. Based on this, distributed signatures are spreaded to the helper nodes using DTN model, that is distributed transaction node. Then analyzes malware using the distributed signatures and apply metropolis sampler, which means the combination with each other. Then find out the malware and encounter that. Then we evaluate the contact trace, which is nothing but a performance evaluation between the existing and proposed system in the manner of encountering malware according to their proposed algorithms and the techniques which is handled in the proposed work. Demo of the process. Right click on home.java and select run file. Click on the image which goes to the next frame, then select node formation and enter the number of nodes based on the user definition. Nodes are created successfully. Then select the source node and the corresponding destination node. That source node and destination node and the node information are stored in the database. Nodes are inserted in the database. Then the data are stored in the frame. Then click this symbol, create mediator, which is the helper node. Enter the number of helpers in this frame. Click OK. Helper nodes created successfully. Insert nodes. Helper nodes successfully inserted in the database. In this we can get the node details on the basis of node ID, nodes, helper ID, and the helper node. Click view node properties, we can identify the node details. then click that phase. In this, intermediate nodes are evaluate, and that intermediate nodes and the helper nodes are stored in the backend for the evaluations, and that nodes are retrieved in this process. Click evaluate intermediate nodes, then intermediate node successfully evaluated, then click insert into DB. Insert intermediate nodes are inserted, then click retrieving nodes. Node ID and intermediate nodes are calculated, which is nothing but the intermediate nodes which are calculated in between the source and destination nodes. Get source node and then get destination node, get helper nodes, retrieve node details, then select helper 1 or helper 2, which is based on the user definition. Select approach, which is MMS or Bluetooth. Data are stored successfully in the database. Select file, select file by the user. Click any one of the text files which is present in the. Click find points, which shows the file name, the whole file size, number of lines of the files, then what are the contents present in the file contents. Click them. Verifications are performed. Contact details. Verifications are based on the greeting technique. Contact traces, which identifies the details of the nodes, source nodes, destination nodes, and the helper nodes, and the transmission, and what are the approaches between selected by the user, what are the intermediate nodes. Create signature file. Send files to the destination nodes. Then write spread.javas or slightly run. This is receiver side. Then click receiver button, signatures received. Click check notes. Then apply DTNs, which displays the destination reached nodes, what are the attacks are find out, and analysis signature. Malware nodes, that is encountered, that is no malwares are affected. Final traces. These are the overall consumptions from the source to destination nodes, and what are the details sent by the source. Get file from the destination source side, that file content, then shows the performance evaluations between the source. This is the evaluation between this is performance analysis between the transaction and execution time between the source and destination transaction data, which proposed that the large size of repeating data we can recover the data as per the consequent time. The spreading rate and evaluated based on the transaction and the execution time. That execution time evaluates the spreading rate. That is, spreading rate is nothing but the transmission of between the source and destination node, intermediate between the helper nodes, which acts as a time transaction between how much time taken to reach the source bytes and to receive on the destination bytes with a help of intermediate nodes, and on the transactions of malware signatures evaluations and the malware encountering performances in between the transaction rate. In that recover rate, which means which that evaluating that recovering rate on the source destination content source sends some type of data, the same data, similar data are received on the destination time. If any of the malware or any other attack are identified intermediating path, it can identify the similarity between the source and destination content, in which we can identify or encounter the malware or mobile viruses. That wormhole are calculated in the presence of the transaction spreading and recover rate. The recover rate and spreading rate are for analysis on the calculations of transaction and execution time between the flow of the source and destination transmission data. Thank you.